I have only just a minute, only 60 seconds in it. Forced upon me, can't refuse it, didn't seek it, didn't choose it, but it is up to me to use it. I must suffer if I lose it, give account if I abuse it. Just one tiny little minute, but an eternity is in it. Benjamin Elijah Mays, President of Morehouse College. With all protocols observed, good evening. I begin with that poem because it reminds us of something deeply important tonight. Time is not promised, leadership is not permanent, and responsibility is never abstract. A minute may feel small, but when we do with it, it can shape generations. Tonight I stand before you profoundly aware of this moment. This minute carries weight of 54 years of service and 50 years of incorporation, and the collective work of hundreds of volunteers, presidents, officers, residents, who have lived in Pine Hills and made it a place worth fighting for. I'm humbled to serve as the youngest president of the Pine Hills Community Council, not because of age, but because of what that responsibility demands of me. This role may not be something I took lightly. It is not something that I take alone. The Pine Hills Community Council was formed in 1972 by neighbors who understood that if Pine Hills did not advocate for itself, no one else would. What began as a response to the possibility of incorporation transformed to focus on infrastructure concerns, becoming one of the most enduring civic organizations in Orange County, shaping zoning decisions, public safety strategies, beautification efforts, youth programs, and the very identity that this community holds. There were seasons when Pine Hills thrived and seasons when it was tested. There were moments when the council stood strong, and there were moments when it had to be rebuilt. Yet through every chapter, one truth remained constant. Leadership matters. And let me be honest about one of the greatest tests this community has faced. For those who may not fully see that there is selective framing about Pine Hills and the storytelling that takes place, let me offer some context for you. Since the term Crime Hills was coined by a radio host in the late 80s and early 90s during the height of white flight, Pine Hills has been subjected to a pattern of coverage that is neither accidental nor neutral. When something negative happens here, Pine Hills' name is highlighted and placed on front and center in highlights, graphics, and sound bites. When the same incidents occur elsewhere, the language changes, the framing changes, the urgency changes. This disparity reflects racialized media narratives that have long shaped how Pine Hills is seen, discussed, and treated. And whether people choose to acknowledge it or not, these narratives matter. They influence public perception, they affect policy decisions, they impact investment, and they are something many of us on the ground confront every single day. We saw this again recently. News outlets largely overlooked the joy, culture, and unity displayed during our most recent parade, but were quickly to seek comment when tragedy struck in our community. That is a contrast. That story is a contrast, and happens too often. It is not the full story, but here is the truth that does not make headlines. Over the past several years, I've read countless reports about Pine Hills, both positive and negative. And as a younger resident of the community, I can say without hesitation that I've never felt more hopeful, I've never felt more proud, and I've never felt more confident of our future. Pine Hills. Pine Hills is not defined by a nickname. Pine Hills is defined by the people within it. And despite these challenges, what continues to set Pine Hills apart is the passion of its residents and the power of its young people. Tonight, I express my gratitude to every president who has come before me, or director, From the earliest pioneers to the most recent stewards, including Dr. LaTanya Nichols, whose vision, passion, and advocacy and action framework signified strength in this council during a crucial period. I stand on the shoulder of leaders who demonstrated that community change is not accidental, but rather intentional. Leaders like Sandra Fatley Hall, who expanded the council from 10 members to 60, or Patricia Rump, who led the organization through COVID-19, and leaders like Bettina Bush, Evangeline Richardson, Kenneth Dwyer, Ruth Moats, Melba Williams, Glenn Connor, Max Wynn, Stuart Schaefer, James Curtis, Mont Thurston, who called to the call of being president more times than we could count. Leaders like Dan Bellante, Sony Greenfield, Paul Holmes, Gary Lowe, Nancy Johnson. Leaders like the first council president, the late William Arthur Bill Framer, or the late Tuliel Phillips, whose name is for our endowed scholarship at Valencia College. Leaders like the late Dennis W. Hall, who dedicated over 30 years to the Pine Hills community, initiated the Citizens on Patrol in the Hiawassee Oak subdivision. But before I go further, I would be remiss if I did not pause and acknowledge some very personal people to me. I stand here because of a village, a community of mentors, friends, families, colleagues, and elders who challenged me, if you will, corrected me, encouraged me, prayed for me, opened doors for me, and sometimes simply reminded me who I was before it felt heavy to be who I am. There are several individuals I would like to take a moment to just say their names. Sandra Fatley Hall, Gordon Russell, Zarita Principal Manu, Alan Braswell, Sam and Gannett Roberts, Dennis Hall, Shelly Ann Braswell, my fraternity brothers Anthony Jackson, Nicholas Solomon, Jalen Christie, Christopher Polk, Reginald McGill, Howard Purnell, Rayshawn Young, my parents, Kirk O'Neill, Angela Jennings, my step-parents, Teresa Jennings and Christine Boyd. If your name was not called, do not be afraid, do not be weary. Just charge it to my head and not my heart, because if I continued to name names, we'd be here all night. You all have carried me in moments when I could not carry myself, and for that, I'm thankful. To my mentors who model leadership with integrity, to friends who kept me grounded, to family who never stopped believing in me when the path was unclear, and to every person who spoke my name in rooms that I've yet to be in, thank you. This moment belongs to you. Dr. Mays reminds us that we must give account for how we use that minute. That principle defines the administration that begins here tonight. My presidency will be guided by something simple. A framework known as PACE. Participation, accessibility, collaboration, and excellence. Participation means that the doors of the council are open and wider than they've ever been before. Civic engagement does not belong to a few, it belongs to the people of Pine Hills. Accessibility, it means transparency, and it's not optional. Our meetings, documents, priorities, progress must be visible, understandable, and reachable for every resident. Collaboration means we must recognize that it cannot fall on a single organization, agency, or leader. The work cannot be done alone. Progress happens when residents, nonprofits, faith, leaders, school, businesses, and government move together. To that end, for a lot of you that are here, when I send you an email, I send you a text, or I call your phone, be ready to engage in the work together. Do not give excuses on why you cannot. I learned many years ago in the halls of Morehouse College, and I know I'm in BCU and FAM territory, but I went to the house. Okay?
Oh well.
Morehouse taught me that excuses do not build communities, commitment does. If the answer is not yes today, then let it be how can we make it work? Because Pine Hills does not need perfect partners, it needs present ones. Excellence means we do not settle for activity without outcome. We will measure our work, we will report our progress, and we will hold ourselves accountable to the people that we serve. This administration will set the pace for progress, not through promise, but through results. In 2026, we will honor the past while actively shaping our future. We will elevate our signature community events like the Pine Hills Parade, and we will reignite civic tradition like the Hobnob, for those of you that are here running for office. I hope you got your money ready for that. Because you need to be there, and if you aren't, that's going to tell our community a little something about you. Anyhow, this year we will be celebrating 54 years of service and 50 years of incorporation as an organization, and we will ensure that our history is preserved, documented, and shared. But beyond events and milestones, our work is about something deeper. It's about restoring dignity to the community that was too often defined by labels instead of lived experiences. It is recognizing Pine Hills as one of the most diverse, resilient, and culturally rich communities in Central Florida, and ensuring that diversity is treated as a strength and not a footnote. When Dr. Mays writes, "I must suffer if I lose it," he reminds us that wasted time carries consequences. My commitment is to you. We will not waste that moment. We will advocate boldly, we will listen intentionally, and we will lead with integrity. And when this administration's minute has passed, we will be able to say we used it well. But let us be clear about something tonight. The future of Pine Hills does not rest on the shoulders of one president or one council. It rests with every resident who shows up here, every neighbor who speaks up, every partner who chooses action over apathy. This council can set the direction, but the community must supply the movement. Pine Hills will only go as far as we are willing to walk together. Again, Dr. Mays reminds us that each of us is given a minute, not just leaders, not just elected officials, all of us. And the question before us tonight is simple. How will you use yours? And if you're wondering what taking ownership looks like in every real, tangible way, let me be clear. One of the most simplest is by joining as a member of the council and paying your dues. It is joining on sponsorships. It is coming to the events. And I'm going to ask that every one of you have your agenda. There are QR codes. The same ones here. Move out your way. If you could take a moment to pick up your phone and scan the membership center and pay your dues before you leave this room tonight. Yes, and if you're an elected official or organization, look at that sponsorship tab, because that's how we will come together. And I mean, let's do that together right now. Don't be afraid to take your phone out, because I can see every face. I don't see no phones moving. Y'all are good. I'm being so serious. All right, Tim Ayers, I see you. Membership for Pine Hills Community Council is not just limited to residents. You do not have to live in Pine Hills. I think that's why some of you wasn't picking up your phone. You do not have to live in Pine Hills to be a member of the council. Membership dues is how we operate. It's how we do our programming, and it's how we support the community. So, join, be a part of the cause, and be a part of the mission.
I'm taking my phone out.
You take your phone out, okay. See, if Miss Sandra could do it, you can do it. Miss Sandra not too tech savvy. And I can say that, hold on, calm down. Did Miss Sandra just not say that I am a son that she never had? Miss Sandra will call me at 3 o'clock in the morning, Julian, this is not working. Okay, I will fix it when I see you. And it's true. So Miss Sandra can get that QR code, you too. But if you believe in what you heard tonight, I will invite you not to just applaud, but to invest in it. To the residents, to the council, again, this night belongs to you. To our partners, we invite you to walk with us. And to the next generation that are watching at the back of the room, in the flu shirt just like I was 10 years ago, thank you. And your voice matters. So, with that, this minute I have may not be long, but I hope that it shapes our future. Thank you so much, and God bless.